Welcome back to the channel. I'll explain in a moment why I am in this abandoned prison. But I want to start with a story. I'm a recently retired middle school, high school broadcast journalism teacher, and frequently the middle school students will start the year by saying something like, "Mr. Green, we don't have any ideas for a story." And I always tell them that that's a short-lived problem, because soon enough you are going to see stories wherever you look. And this principle that we have that everybody has a story, I find I'm in that same mode with virtual production. I will see something on YouTube or a film on Netflix and think to myself, we could reproduce that background at much less cost. One of my favorite YouTube channels is Soft White Underbelly, and the channel reporter, the journalist Mark, finds very interesting people who are in some cases kind of on the fringe of society. In this case, not so much. The gentleman that he interviewed for this episode that I'm modeling my set after was about a former prison guard at a notorious prison in Tennessee that's now closed, it's now a museum. And I was impressed that Mark actually went back to the prison to shoot the scene. Didn't realize at the time that this is now a museum, so a little more accessible. But I was thinking, you know, it's a cool looking set, it's a cool looking angle. We could reproduce this in Lightcraft Jetset very easily. And so my lesson today is how to find inspiration in the real world and do your own take on that for a lot less money. So let's dig in on how I took the freeze frame you're looking at now and turn it into an actual background. The process is very straightforward. After grabbing a screenshot from the 1080p video, I moved over to Photoshop. In Photoshop, I used the generative fill feature to remove the interviewee and brought that new image into Midjourney. Using that image as a reference, I prompted Midjourney to create an image of a prison cell, photorealistic, detailed, with an aspect ratio of 16:9. Of the 4 choices, I went with this design. Within Midjourney, I upscaled to the maximum Midjourney resolution, and then you have 2 choices. In this case, I jumped immediately back to Photoshop to build out the set, again using the generative fill feature. This widened view gives you some framing flexibility back in the Jetset app. Alternatively, I could have upscaled the original image in another app, but I went right into Photoshop this time. The original screenshot captures some natural depth of field, but you also have the flexibility to add some depth of field using the AI depth map feature as well. And now our background is ready for virtual production. Unless I'm filming these videos using the selfie camera, it's hard to show the parallax that you can achieve even with 2D images. The mannequin does provide an approximation, because remember, without camera movement, it's just a green screen. It's that dynamic camera movement that makes it a virtual production. Thanks so much for watching.